In this video we're going to have a look at what's, in my opinion, the best portable SSD you can buy at this moment. We're going to have a look at price versus capacity. So what's the best storage you can get for the most reasonable price? What is the fastest SSD in terms of read and write speed? And it needs to work with the Apple M series, like the M1, M2, M3 series silicon computers. Looking, for example, at the MacBook Pro 16-inch 2021, they have a Thunderbolt 4 port, and if we look at the other models, they have a Thunderbolt or USB 4 port. Both ports can reach a speed up to 40 Gbps. We want an external drive that's capable of achieving the highest speed as possible. When looking for an external drive, you come quickly across these SanDisk, for example, but the problem with these drives is the speed. You have one that can reach up to 1000 megabyte per second and one that can reach up to 2000, and that's still below the speed a USB 4 or Thunderbolt 4 interface can reach. So I recommend buying a separate case. You see it's 40 Gbps and it's compatible with USB 4, Thunderbolt 4. Unfortunately, this particular case is not available anymore, but there are equivalent cases available on Amazon. For example, this cases, it looks exactly the same as the one I showed earlier, and this has also USB 4 and Thunderbolt 4 protocol. So what you need to look for is the case needs to be around the 80 to 100 euro in price. And as you can see, if you install a proper NVMe drive, it will reach high speeds up to 2800 megabyte per second. A good NVMe drive I found, which is perfect for the case, is this Lexar NM710. It's available in 2 terabyte, 1 terabyte or 500 gigabytes. And when we look at the read and write speed of the drive, it's about 4500 megabyte per second, and that's more than double the speed the SanDisk drive has to offer. And the external case was able to offer speeds up to 2800 megabyte per second, which is still about 800 megabyte per second faster than the SanDisk drive. So maybe that's fast enough for grandma, but not for us. The case is packaged and says Inateck FE 2028. And when we have a look what's inside the box, the case itself, the USB 4 cable, plastic plugs, thermal pads and a manual. A thing to consider is the USB cable is not a normal USB-C cable. It's a special USB 4 Thunderbolt 4 cable, which is capable of the 40 Gbps transfer speeds. These cables are quite expensive. They start for this short length around 15 to 20 euros. So it's recommended to take good care of it. When we look at the case, it's made of nice aluminum material. It's lightweight. And you see it says USB 4. So it looks like it's what we ordered. When we open it up, you can see there's place for an NVMe drive. I found the Lexar NM710. I got the 2 terabyte version, which was just over 100 euros. It can reach speeds of up to 5000 MB per second. In comparison with the 1 terabyte version for 65 euros, I found this a better deal. And for this price, you will have a generation 4x4 NVMe drive. We're going to build this in a case. This is a very easy and straightforward process. The case is absolutely tool free, so you don't need a screwdriver or anything. Just click in the NVMe drive, put the plastic plug in so it holds the drive in place. Then at last, before closing the case, we install the special thermal heating pad on the NVMe drive. Then we close the case and connect it to a computer. The first thing we do is click on initialize. Then we're going to select the external drive. It's being recognized by the computer. It says Lexar SSD. We click on the erase button to format the drive. When we do that, we format it in a format exFAT, so it's also compatible with Windows. Then we type in a name for the drive and click on erase. The drive is being erased, and when it's finished, it's ready to use. Click on done, and then we can do some speed tests of the drive. After opening up BlackMagicDesign Speed Test, I'll select 1 GB as the file size, select the external drive as target, and we'll click start to run a speed test. As you can immediately see, the speed is pretty fast, 3600 megabytes per second. And also the read speed is quite high, so the drive is pretty fast, way faster than the 2000 megabytes per second SanDisk drive, so that's the reason I did not recommend using that. And when we increase the file size to 5 GB and we do the speed test again, just to make sure, select external drive, so we test the correct drive, hit start, and you see it's still quite fast, around 2500 megabytes per second write speed, and the read speed is over 3000 megabytes per second, so this is quite impressive. So lastly, I want to also do a speed test with a 3 GB file size. Just make sure, select the drive again, so we test the correct drive, and when we hit start, you see that it's still around 2700 megabytes per second write speed, and the read speed is also around 3000 megabytes per second range. So the conclusion is the price is reasonable. You pay less than 200 euros for a 2 terabyte drive. It's easy upgradable. You don't need any tools to install an NVMe drive in the case, and the case supports drives of up to 8 terabytes. And the transfer speed is blazing fast. You get around 3000 megabytes per second read speed and 2700 megabytes per second write speed. Unfortunately, the case is not shock and dust proof like some other external drives, and the drive also gets very hot when using it for a long time. And when you try to pick it up, you might
drop it like it's hot.
And that's not what we want. Thanks for watching.